I have a lot of static tonight. All right, I'm here. I just have a technical issue as usual. Jeez. All right, maybe that's working now. Over.
I hear you.
All right, as usual, I have my technical issues. Let me, since I am late here, let's try and get all the early check-ins, and 24 would be one of them.
Copy that.
And then I heard 61 in there earlier. Yeah, I got a big static level tonight as usual, but I got you 61.
56.
All right, thank you, Copenhagen, and just for kicks, 56 over.
Thank you, Dennis.
K6USY on the 55.
Let me get the jingle singer so we make this official, and then we will get going here.
Find us on your TV, because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by RADI.
The Old Tube Radio Network.
That's right. That is what this is, the Old Tube Radio Network. Hello, radio, the Saturday night place to be. And at some points, there's a lot of Saturday night places to be. So hopefully you are in one of them that can access the Old Tube Radio Network. My name is Dennis, one of the many net controllers on the Old Tube Radio Network. So thanks for joining us at oldtuberadio.net, on the air live at channel 1127085, or maybe linking up on the YouTube. Sorry for the delay. There was a technical issue that is now not a technical issue anymore. So we're taking early check-ins. We've got a couple of them. Anybody else? And this is, where is it? Over here. Thank you very much. Our 00 evening. So let me go ahead and do that right now, because I have to check in or get somebody checked in, and if there's no 00, I won't know who is the 00 and who is not the 00. Thank you to Robert and Teresa, SWL31, for their last 8 weeks and hanging on an extra week of 00. All right, I think I got one. They're all kind of sticking together here, so. All right, there we go. And oh, here we go. SWL 195, Jim up in Course Gold. I wonder if he is listening. Over. I might not be able to hear Jim in Course Gold if he's out there. 195?
That's better, Dennis.
Yeah, that should be a lot better. Now my technical difficulties are gone.
Cool.
Well, I will get started as we can do, and then we'll take everybody as we get them. SWL number 1, of course, Mr. Virtual check-in for the Dr. J. SWL number 2, I haven't even looked. There he is. I was looking at the chat window. I was trying to fix all the problems here. They're fixed. Is somewhat here as of now. Over. Thank you, OBP. Everyone let OBP know that he is 9 pounds and good modulation at Chestnut and Herndon. Let's go to SWL3.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good to me.
SWL5. Did Levon make it over from old Radio 9?
No.
SWL7.
Well, good evening to one and all. This is SWL number 7, checking in.
And you're sounding good, sir. We've got you checked in. Over.
Thank you.
No skip tonight, but still have the weird static thing. I've actually got a new antenna. I was not able to get it up in the air today. I'm thinking I have a grounding issue. So I'm going to try an completely new antenna. Let's go. Let's try Sangertown for 982 Dirt Dog. SWL10, I see the Jumping Dolphins. I don't know if we're going to have conditions out your way tonight. They had some conditions to British Columbia last night on the Dishbank sideband net, but we don't need them because 10 and 30 are right there. Thank you, Chrissy. SWL11 and SWL12, that's Dan and Dapper Dan. Yes, someone did say Fresno. Someone did say Cornbread. Someone did say Dapper Dan. We'll get you checked in. Over. Have some unsettled conditions. Didn't hear anything on 10 meters earlier. The bands have been super quiet. We'll see what happens. 21, waiting for the tropical storm to pass. I saw you earlier on, we might pull up a replay when we get there in just a few minutes, see what's going on. But I know you braved it out for a little while, so the lightning must have got too close. SWL 13, I will listen for Mikey on the crossband. I can hear him there occasionally. Let's try Sangertown once again, SWL 14.
Howdy, Dennis. SWL 14, checking in.
All right, you are sounding good through my staticky noise, but no skip tonight. So if you are radioactive coming up a little bit later, we will get you checked in again.
Yeah, looking forward to the tubes this evening.
All right, trying to make sure I get everybody checked in and all the numbers are good. SWL 15, I think I saw Mr. Hans on my scroll sheet here, probably scroll by. There he is. He's in, checking in. Thank you, Hans. Right on the spot. What is it? On the time. There used to be a saying for that. For Happy State was on the corner, right on the price, right on the corner. But we're not on the corner, and there's nothing to pay. So there you go. Let's go to SWL 16 and say hello to Charlie. Thank you. I know he's saying. He's giving me the speed up sign. It's a little late starting here, but I think everybody, there's no red lights anymore. There's no red flashing lights. We're doing good. Oh, I see that. He was letting me know. He says I've changed my name on the. Yeah, there it is. Perfect. It's coming through good. Let's go to. While he's listening in, SWL 147, get the report. I'm sure it's going to be probably the same here. Fairly cool day with tropical storm on the way tomorrow. Yeah, it's coming in. I know JT had to shut down from something. Conditions okay yesterday, but quiet today. Don't you know it? It was the big quiet today. Got you checked in, and stay cool and safe out there. Continuing on, directed net roll call. Did I mention you don't have to have any numbers to say hello? Just say hello, radio. If you do have a tube radio, we will be ready for that after the roll call. But there is no secret handshake. There's no password to get in. You can just plunk on down in front of your radio or the set or whatever it is, whatever your universal media net web is, and have a good time and listen to CB radio as it might have been, as it was 30, 40, 50 years ago when we start checking in the old radios. That sound, SWL 17. There's something new going on the chat. I'm not sure what that number 2, number 3 little thing is. There's something new that YouTube is doing that I know not of. SWL 18, Mikey gets a check-in from Facebook. Mikey's got a check-in on Facebook for SWL 18.
A6 GFD, KB6YTG.
Hey, and there he is on the crossband. KG6YTG, KB6GFD. I hear you, 13, and we will get you checked in. Over.
Papa, we're looking log number 13. Good evening, Dennis, and all the SWL.
All right, you are sounding good tonight. Got you checked in. Over. KB6GFD. And there's Mikey, SWL 13, live and direct on the crossband, so we know that is working with the cue cards tonight, and they're looking good as always. SWL 19, thank you. You're underneath the table here on my chart. Thank you, Chet. SWL 19 checking in. Let's go. And I think you would hear me now. My technical difficulties are solved. SWL 20.
Alrighty.
Wow.
No more technical difficulties the rest of the night, I hope. Okay, number 20 here, please check in myself, 29 and 54. And I will have probably 2 and possibly a third radio of interest tonight. But we will see. Okay, happy 4th of July, kind of, to everybody. And I'll be back after I have some din-din.
All right, do that. Well, it is the 5th of July. I think all the booms and bangs of last night are past us, but we might still hear some beaconing in through. I've got the windows closed. They turned the air conditioning on for me tonight here in the control room, so it's kind of nice. We could control or close the window. You're sounding really loud, so we'll find out more when you start beaconing and glowing in the dark. That's what we like to do here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Let's see, Shannon, out there in Oscar Hotel Tango, in one land maybe, says never used a tube radio, but I love that they look so pretty. Stay tuned, because we will try and get the photos of the tube radios as they check in, and you are absolutely 101% correct. They are beautiful looking rigs, like the old cars with chrome and fins and knobs that poke you in the face. That's what the tube radios are like. Plus they sound good too. That's why we are the Old Tube Radio Network on the air most Saturdays right here in Central California, beaconing the airwaves since the mid-1980s. I kid you not. So thanks for joining us tonight. Let's head over. I will bring up 21. I think the stream is over, but I'll see if he's got a replay here. It's hard to tell. I'm going to bring up the audio, and I think, yeah, okay, what I have to do, I guess I have to restart it to get what was going on, and we'll bring it up here. And he's on.
All right, here we go.
That's the startup. Let me jump in a little ways.
Gotta help me with who won.
Had the wheel going on tonight. Had radios going on. And I think he had to leave. I'm trying to see if I get a shot of the radio. Maybe he couldn't show. Oh. That's a lot of people on there. So that's what was going on. SSB 140 for the Lafayette. And there it is. There's what I'm looking for. There's the cool Radio Shack, radio table of old Radio Night tonight just moments ago, beginning at 21 in the gang. We will get you all checked in and stay safe out there. Don't be transmitting when you shouldn't be. Takes a while to get the right page on there. Don't add pictures to radio. It makes it hard to do. SWL22. Somebody said get Tyler a proxy check in, and I will do that. Maybe likewise with 23 Skidoo. SWL23. SWL24. Joseph checked in a little bit earlier. SWL25. All right, we hear you. I have no idea why my static is so loud tonight, but you made it through. You made it through, and looking good. We get 25 and 74 over. I wonder if I got something turned on out there. Speaking of good-sounding radios and trying to make video, and we are doing that, oldtuberadio.net, and there's a link somewhere. Foxman 362 out there in Rockwood, Tennessee, where it's cloudy, 75 degrees at 11, a little past 11 o'clock, still on a Saturday evening. Said it was 96. Well, that was what it was. No, it was about 92 here. So you guys beat us today, but I think we had a little bit better on the humidity side. He said he did 2 live streams today, one yesterday and one a few nights ago. I'm going to have to put on the headphoniums and bring up the NetWeb, because I am behind on watching the live streams and seeing where Foxman jumps out, whether it's local or on Skipland, and what radio he's using. So check that out if you can. And I will do likewise. I have trouble just getting one stream once a week to have it work. So I can't imagine doing 1 or 2 a day. So my proverbial OTR hat is off to you there, Foxman. Let's go to SWL 27. And I was trying to make sure I got all the audio up. I was going to ask Dwayne if he made it to field day last week. SWL 28. I'm sure I saw 28 somewhere. Well, there he is. 28 checking in, cleaning up the green room after last night's festivities. So, yeah, who was the set off the little Piccolo Pete in the room there? That was loud. It's a hoot. Let's continue with another great show and root beer and hot dogs. Did we have any leftovers? No, they're making them brand new. So, that's what happens when you have 4th of July on Friday. You actually get a little extra flavor on the weekend. Bill in Wilmington, North Carolina says 76 feels like 80. Well, that's not too bad. You could feel like a lot more if the conditions are right. SWL 29, I have a proxy for 29. SWL 30 is in, along with SWL 10, waiting for the band conditions to open up tonight. I looked earlier, and it looked like the map was showing. Okay, no, it's not good at all. In the last hour, let me bring it up here. There's your DX map. The orange area, the purple areas, if you have a color TV, if you have a video, there's some around San Diego area and up in Oregon, all the coast of Oregon. So maybe that's what we'll hear tonight. Right now, that would be the conditions. Were I to actually have some receive, where we'd be able to hear. We'll check in with that because it moves around. But that's what's happening at the moment for DX land. Hello to Van Man. Thanks for checking in. Did I check where we're at? Beltree, Kentucky. That's probably Van Man up on the balcony tonight. Hello to Tracy. Centerville, Virginia, coming up to you. Hello to Edmonton, Alberta, where you guys were good last night into the Ditch Banks sideband net. I couldn't hear you direct, but Ron, he's got that great antenna and that nice radio, and he was checking him from the mobile. We'll see if they can do it tonight. Sacramento, Plymouth, Minnesota, Belfast, Maine, Sacramento, another Sacramento, and Fresno, and a host of others yet to be heard. We are on page 2 if you're playing the home game. SWL, where'd my map go? Where'd my list go? SWL 31, Robert Teresa, thanks for 00. I think you were in the running.
AK6 WRW.
Uh-oh, I hear. Let me get 79. I'm going to get 79 in now while he's actually out there on my two-way radio. KB6GFD. All right, maybe he didn't catch me. KB6GFD.
Sorry?
I think I doubled with you. I was going to pick you up now since you're out there. Over. All right, he's not copying me. KB6GFD.
What is that?
K6USY.
Check your power, dude. There's something. You went away.
All right. Don't you hate those technical difficulties? I was hearing people in the crossband. That should be better.
There you go.
Got to make the coax. Make sure the coax is connected. K6USY. How's the game going? We got SWL 52 out of the baseball game.
Let's see here. It's 1-2 Grizzlies in the top of the 6th inning, I believe. K6USY, downtown Fresno.
All right, you're sounding good. We will get you checked in right now. Aaron is live and direct at the baseball stadium. Are you sitting in the stands? Is that where you're at? Over.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we're in the upper deck and beaconing out over the field, and yeah, enjoying some baseball and some Foxtrot uniform November.
You know he's a radio guy when he figures out you need to be sitting in the upper deck if you've got the handheld with you. Sounding good. We got you checked in, and we'll get a score update in a little bit. Thanks.
Roger, SWL 52, K6USY.
KB6GFD. All right, I think I've got this semi-recoordinated. SWL 32. SWL 33. Myself, Bozo Control, anybody that needs to check in here from the green room and beyond. SWL 34. I will get Jimmy and Captain Chaos and Railroader checked in from out there in Batavia, Illinois. They're probably sounding good. SWL 35. I was checking to see if we haven't heard from Mr. Bill in a while, Red Monkey Communications, but I know they're out there. Bill, if you're listening, we got you checked in. And where is United Delta X-Ray 111? Ken, SWL 36. Hello to Popcorn 913 popping up. Apparently you can have multiple flavors. He's got the popcorn cart out in the green room. And I see the people are lined up, so get your popcorn when you can. And hello, Ken. Let me put the official X in the square. You'll see it above my head. It says checking in, and when I click on that, you will notice that it says you are checked in. So thanks for jumping in tonight. And Matampale, I agree. Bose O Control is the Irish guy. I think that's the trickery that is necessary sometimes to get yourself on that particular venue. Like, okay, somebody else, nobody has that one. Back in the day when you could kind of get through with all that, but it still seems to work, which is good. Neutral observation. How is the coast? I think you're out on the coast. What's going on out there tonight? Let's go back to SWL 37. Hello, radio.
And hello, Dennis. SWL 37 checking in.
Checking in, sounding good here in the neighborhood. Sounds like you made it through the 4th of July. Over.
Yes, and it was very noisy.
Boy, tell me about it. It was... I think most of the cacophony and noise going on was from the fireworks that aren't supposed to be happening in California, but I guess somebody did buy a couple of sparklers down the street.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the ones that did fire off the big ones last night. Clovis PD and Fresno PD they had 500 drones out taking addresses and everything.
Oh, really? I did not know this. I don't know. I was out listening and watching, but I can't remember if I heard any drones. I know the big chopper was not flying around, or if it was, it wasn't in my area. But my guess is if they only had 500, that they got about 1/10 of what was going on. But that's okay. I mean, you got to have fun somehow.
That's true. No, my daughter and the son-in-law were telling us about it, but they both work with the law people, and they're telling us. I was even on the news something about it going on too. Apparently, I didn't catch it, but it was supposed to be on the news about the drones being out. So I feel sorry for the ones. That's $500 fine, and after there goes to $1,000, and after there, who knows what.
Well, put a dent in your budget for fireworks that leave the ground. You are sounding good. I've got you checked in, and it's safe and sane on a Saturday evening.
All right, thank you, Dennis. Talk to you later.
The old Tube Radio Network. Yeah, it looks like we're on. I've got one more monitor that I have to check to make sure that things aren't blowing up around here. Thank you, Chris. SWL 38. Sam is down the road a piece. There is no skip for a 10-5 from Australia tonight, so we'll have to point the beam this way and see what goes on. And I kind of think that they are going to be happening here, just with the windows closed, and I might not be able to hear them. SWL 39. Now here's the station that will hear them tonight, because he is right, hundreds of feet away from the show after the game tonight, SWL 40. Well, we'll probably get a check-in from Larry when they're doing the fireworks. Maybe the same thing if 52 is on. They're having the game, and out at the stadium they do a really nice fireworks show. Let's go to SWL 41. And Levon, I see you. Knocking on the door there. So let's go back to SWL 5. Someone had proxied you in, but I will give it an official X in the square. Checking in the late side, but awake side of my nap. A nap is a good thing. Get that extra half or full sleep cycle, and you'll be good to go. You might even be able to make it into tomorrow evening or tomorrow morning when we get over the net here. Let's go to SWL 42. I've got a proxy check-in for 42, which I will do. SWL 43. Vanman says we can all fit into the green room. We have extended the paneling, the panels that kind of slide back and forth in the green room, but I would suggest that not to try it. It's sort of like how many college kids can you fit into the VW? We've tried that green room thing before, so if it spills out to the outdoors, it is a very nice evening out here, so that shouldn't be a problem. Let's go over around the hill to SWL 44. SWL 45, I got to check in for Paul and Kelly listening in. Hope there was no fire danger up that way. You never know. Anyway, hope to hear you guys on the air coming up. And Extreme CB 007 was in early on the check-in list here, and I just wanted to wave a hand and say hello radio to Frank checking in. Not sure what he was doing or where he's doing it, but I'm sure he's having a good time. See SWL 31 also checking in. So I'm just updating the early chat windows here. Beagleman 888. Hello radio to you. Got Bill in there. Standing Stones 1776. Oh, I see a 78. I see a Richard. Let me get to Rich in it now. He may have to do an early evening, but 78, I've got you in if you're listening. I think that gets me up to date. Boy, I hope that static goes away. I'm going to try a whole different antenna. New coax, I just have a feeling that came up because I have some grounding issues or something. Hopefully I will get it hooked up by next week and see if that fixes the issue. We are looking, I see 45 is in, SWL 46. That would be Arlen if you're listening. What is going on in Wisconsin tonight? I don't know. People are, it's still a holiday weekend, so people might be out doing the stuff they couldn't do last night. Let's go to SWL 47. And Richie, I agree. It sounds like static, or I mean, sounds like power line noise that I haven't had before. So I'm not sure what changed. Maybe, we've got more power going through if everybody's using air conditioning, but pretty bad. The other thing I might try is I've got a different receiver that the noise blanker might be able to take it out. It's just that this noise blanker is not taking out that noise. So that could be what I need to do is change the receiver and get a noise blanker going. No conditions, but Mr. Nobody is checking in. And he would be the first to know if we get some short skip going on tonight. So thank you, Mr. Nobody. Maybe we will hear you on the over the air. Although, like I said, it's been very quiet all day, and I've got a big noise level, but we'll find out. Nothing heard from SWL 47. SWL 48, I'm going to give Sammy a check-in. I think he was out there last night, and I probably wouldn't hear him if he was in there tonight. 48 is in. Let's go down the road a piece to SWL 49. SWL 51 out in Sangertown. I hope I can hear you. Take a transmission. 5-1 checking in. Yeah, you're making it through the buzzing here from near Sangertown. Look good. Thank you, 51. And the check is in the mail as well as the shark repellent. Will they let you? I think they'll let you put that through the mail. 23 Skidoo, waving his sparklered hand to the OTR masses here at Shark Park, where he's been giving out free cans of shark repellent to the junior lifeguards. Thank you for making it free. the little IOUs or put it on my tab when it comes to shark repellent sometimes doesn't work too well, especially if you're the junior lifeguard. We want them to grow up to be senior lifeguards. Thanks. Let's head over to SWL 53. Somebody said to get Mr. Belair a proxy check-in, which I will do. Likewise, SWL 54 and up the hill to SWL 55. Turn my RF gain up a little bit, get rid of the static, but I don't want to get rid of the stations as well. Just for kicks, 56 checked in early over to SWL 57. Oh, you know what? I missed I just updated Mr. Bill, old Red Monkey Communications is definitely out there. Let me get SWL 35 officially checked in. Sorry I missed that, but Bill was checking in from Cheyenne, Wyoming. My page is now updated, so I shouldn't miss any of the action. Let's go over to SWL 58. Ron says, get 58 proxied in. Where is that, Jeremy, anyhow? All right, SWL 59. That would be Uncle Hairball, of course, SWL 59. Last week, he was somewhere. He was somewhere. Oh, and that reminds me that we are on Echolink. Link is up. We've got a couple of stations. We'll be checking in shortly on that. I'll go ahead and check in. Uncle Hairball and I will check the Facebook site when he actually gets here and says, hey, I was kind of there. You know, that's a good suggestion about the RF gain, and that is actually what I'm doing. I am tweaking the RF gain, and you can see the meter. If you watch above my head, and let's see, when I unkey, got to unkey. Oh, I got to turn the right knob here. Yeah, see, there it goes. S7. There it is open. I mean, it's not even making the... that's terrible. So if I bring the RF gain up, that sounds like an issue. I'm going to have to kind of search around the QTH here. Something is going on that wasn't before. So I'm going to bring it up to about 5, just so we don't drive ourselves nuts. But I got to be careful. I'll mess up the incoming. All right, we are back. Just setting the receive up here. Trying to figure out what's going on. So 59 SWL. Joe is waiting. He's at the microphone. SWL 60. Over. All right, I had to go to sideband to pick you up. It just sounded like a lot of distortion, so I don't know if you said you could only run sideband because of a fire. What's going on there? Over?
Well, I should have switched it over. I'm on the AM side now. No, everything was fine yesterday. The fire was beautiful, but about 11 o'clock, they set our 80-foot pine tree on fire.
I wonder if it was smoldering something in the branches finally set it off. Now, there was a lot of incendiary devices shooting way up into the air, so something's got to come down somewhere. Hopefully, they got the tree unignited and there was no damage where you're at. Over.
Oh, it was close, Dennis. Fire engines, it took a while for them to come here. I guess a lot of people were having trouble. And boy, it just looked like the first department was getting ready to go. They were hollering for hoses and trying to get this fire. And then the wind was blowing it across the street onto a guy's house. And the embers were just raining on his house.
Wow, that's... And, we're in the big city here, and it's not like the fire in Malibu or in kind of a tundra thing, but there you go. With the lot sizes and you get a fire in a tree, and as you mentioned, the embers blowing around, it is a very dangerous situation. So it sounds like they were on it, and I have a lot of large trees here, but there wasn't any wacky stuff going on. So Chris was talking about Clovis and Fresno sort of cracking down, especially with the fire danger, on the fireworks that for California are really not allowed to leave the ground. And Joe, as you know, as you saw last night, most of everything that you probably saw was doing just that. Over.
Oh, most definitely, Dennis. It was scary there for a minute. I had to go outside and I had to check to see if everything was fine. As I did on the backyard, I looked out and boy, I noticed it was real bright, and I said, "Oh boy, the pine tree's on fire." Boy, they reacted quick though. They came out and kicked in a few doors, vacated the complex, and it was scary there for a moment. Anyway, SWL 60 checking in.
Checking in, sounding good on the amplitude modulation side. Boy, you gave us all a scare with that with that sideband audio. I was saying, who's off frequency? But then Somebody said, that's sideband, and I pressed the LSB button, and there we were. Sounding good, 60 is checked in, and if you've got some radios coming up, I've got space on the list. Over.
Oh, no problem, Dennis. They're warming up.
And that is good. To remind people that that's what you should do on a Saturday evening. Warm up your tube radios, and we will check them in. We like the sound. We like the looks, and just kind of give people listening, this is what would have happened were you to come out and on a Saturday evening in 1972 or 1965 on your CB radio. You would definitely have a good time. Direct net roll call is where we are at. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. We're on channel 11, 27085 in the Central Valley of California. That's the live radio. No skip tonight yet. Also beaconing at oldtuberadio.net where there's a link to a video, believe it or not. So let's continue on the roll call. We're looking for, let's see, SWL 61 got checked in earlier, whether he knew it or not, because I did hear him on the replay. SWL 62, SWL 63, SWL 64. Craig wanted me to get, I saw his early check-in from Wisconsin, which we are doing now. Let's go to SWL 65. SWL 66. SWL 67, I see Bill on the other net here. Yeah, checking in about 45 minutes ago, and might hear us direct. The DX map was showing that we have conditions up in through that area to Oregon, Washington. SWL 68. Shortwave listener 69, that would be Kenny out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. He was in earlier and said, please give me a check-in, and we've done that. I think he still has some radios for sale. I will look back up the list and see if he still has those, but he listed them last week. Should be on the chat window. Here's one of the guys that does a net control and does it very good from his location and nestled up in the hills somewhere, SWL 70. SWL 71, I'm looking for Stan. He was in last week. He was working field day. Don't see him in just yet, so we'll hang on to that. Let's go to SWL 72. SWL 73.
Breaker OTR.
The Breaker OTR, go ahead, over.
Yes, this is SWL 40. Check me in and get a proxy for number 73.
All right, we'll do. We got the proxy for 73, the non-proxy, although I think you were proxied in earlier, but you are now X'd in the squares. We were talking about fireworks and noise. As you know, 52 is down across the tracks where you are. So at some point tonight, you should be having a very loud display right over your head, right?
Oh, man, I thought the nightmare ended last night.
Well, I was going to say, did they also do a display last night?
Yes.
All right, well, that's not to mention the stuff that's going around. That's an official display where they're probably have a permit to do it. And so that should be happening again tonight.
No, they officially launched fireworks last night, too.
Right, but I mean, they have a permit to do it, unlike most everybody else that was doing that. But and they should be doing it again tonight.
And the non-permit people were also launching fireworks, and some I believe some of the fireworks were homemade.
Oh, well, I guess you can do that if you know all the ingredients. In fact, in the area you're at, probably the inhabitants there probably know how to do them quite well.
Many sirens and fire trucks going everywhere. Thank you very much.
All right, this is the many sirens and fire trucks frequency. Thanks for checking in, and we'll look for the report when the big booms start. All right, that is transmitting. The red light says you're transmitting. 73 is checked in with the proxy. 74 also proxied. Let's go to SWL 75. Over. Hello to Dallas, UDX, United Delta X-Ray 347. Thanks for joining us on the Old Tube Radio Network. How about SWL 76? Also, 163 Charlie Tango 052 DX from the UK. Thanks for joining us. If you're out in the UK, it is early. You are up early. The sun is just coming up over there. SWL 77. Got a proxy for 77. 78 we got moments ago. Richard was in saying hello radio. SWL 79. 79 was there. I think he has some issues with his FM two-way radio because he was having problems hearing, but he is checked in. SWL 80. SWL 81. I think I have a malfunctioning foot switch. That's the first problem. There's two buttons from which to choose, and I always do the wrong one. Here's a guy that you'll hear on Friday evenings on the Ditch Bank sideband net, and hopefully he's still out there tonight. SWL 82.
Hello, 82 is still out here, and wow, it's quiet time. This is great. So 82 is checked in, and good evening to everybody out there.
And likewise, good evening. Yeah, my receive is just going bonko here. I've just got more static. What is it? Signal to noise ratio. There's more noise. The S/N, there's more N on the other side of the S tonight. So I'm going to actually try a new antenna, some new coax. I have a feeling I'm picking up some wacky stuff tonight. So we will see. Good show last night. Good net last night on the Ditch Bank sideband net, 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time on 27,365. That's 36 lower. Talking to the Squamish boys in the Mobile and checking everybody in. Thanks for doing that, and thanks for stopping by.
All right, take care, dude.
Over to SWL 83. I'm going to see if JZ is on my screen out there in Sylvania, Ohio.
Break OTR.
And the break OTR, go ahead, over.
I'm so sorry, I apologize, I'm tardy. Greetings from the Radio Lounge, 47.
SWL 47, probably, are you fishing the sparklers out of the pool?
No. A lot of other stuff floating in the gosh darn pool from redwood trees around here, but no, everything got cleaned up last night and the front yard looks good.
That's a good thing. All right, as long as the trees aren't on fire, and yeah, we've had the wind coming through the last couple of days, so it's same thing. I've got an oak tree here, just blowing all sorts of stuff all over the place. But it's good to have wind. It's good to have temperatures that are not 110 degrees, so you got to take it when you can get it.
Yeah, and for the record, it's like shockingly comfortable outside right now. It's unbelievable. I should be out on the radio patio, but I'm just too lazy. Sorry.
Not a problem. No, we've had a great spring, a mild summer so far. You know, I keep saying if the weather would be like this more often, people would actually want to live here.
Quite true. Yeah, on several fronts.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, thanks for checking in. It's always if you see if the tube is lit at oldtuberadio.net, it is time to check in. Thanks. Direct net roll call. Where are we at? We're looking for, we were going to get Jerry and the gang checked in. SWL 84, 86, 87, and 88. Of course, that's Cheerios Kid, Mountain Maid, Tandy Girl, and the Snowy Owl, respectively. That takes us up to SWL 89. The breaking station, go ahead, over. Okay, I have a big staticky noise level tonight. Who is checking in, over? I'm sorry, who is that again, over? Okay, I'm not copying that through my noise. 55. All right, sorry about that. I just have noise. Normally you're a little stronger, but I've got noise tonight. The problem is on my end. Thanks for the 582 and 55. Thanks for jumping in. And I know it's bad. When I can't hear up the hills, I should go see, maybe an antenna's like laying on the roof. maybe it got bombarded with some type of incendiary device last night. This is not good. Let's go to SWL 90.
Still putting out a good signal out here, so that part's good.
Yeah, it's a receive thing. That's why I think I've got a coax issue or a grounding issue or something, and I noticed I had to run a little bit more tuner. I had to run the tuner more than I normally do. But it looks good. I mean, it's not tripping anything, so we'll see. All right, we'll get through it tonight and check it out. SWL, let's see, 90 didn't make it. SWL 91 out in that other time zone. And there is Felix, SWL 91. I see the check. I'm going to put a check mark. Sometimes I put an X. I'm going to try and make it exactly that. There's plenty of room for I actually like that. Maybe I'll do little checks from now on, just to be different. Let's go to SWL 92. And Gary in Eightland, United Golf Papa, with the 5-watt carrier, 10-watt peak. What you must be on? I know the Hermes do that. Let's see. I was on 7293. That's where we hang out here on the West Coast. During the day, anyway. Probably at night, too. 7293. So I have to wait till the sun goes down and listen to 7290. Also, if you're listening, there's a beacon station from Brazil on 7297. It's a Papa Yankee 2. So if you've got some code speed, 5 words a minute, it may take 20 minutes to decipher it, but you'll hear that guy on... or when you hear that guy on 97, that's from Brazil. And if you go to his page, Papa Yankee 2 something, he talks all about it. So we'll look forward to the 10-watt peak carrier coming up out of Eightland. Thanks, Gary, for joining us here tonight. Let's go to SWL 93. Where is that STD tonight? How about SWL 95? SWL 96. Let me see if 96 is on the Echo Link. We'll take an Echo Link. Not there. 96, are you in town? Or on the big screen? You never know. Let's head out to Boston, SWL 97. SWL 98, I will get Tracy checked in. I was so busy, and I came in late, I did not get a chance to jump over to Facebook, to one of my favorite sites. There are many. The Central Valley Sea Beers, and it's probably Tracy's checked in there. I'll make sure he gets checked in, and maybe some others. Check it out. Leave them some pictures of your respective radios, whether they be tubed or not, over at Central Valley Sea Beers. Let's go to SWL 99. Randy's out in Arizona. He's checked in live before. I even went searching for him the other night on 75 meters and didn't hear his station at all. All right, so let's see if we can try. I've got to get the right items here, and I didn't try my Echolink earlier. Uh-oh. Oh, no. All right, there it is. Now it's working. But I've got technical difficulties all over. Let's check in on the Echolink link and see what our tube on the air activation is going to do. KD4BAO, KB6GFD, I got it working over. Yeah, I think I got the Echolink working now.
Good evening, Dennis. Please check in SWL100. Good to hear you as usual. Back to net control, KD4BAO.
All right, sounding good. Looks like you made it through field day last week. You made it through the 4th of July yesterday. Might make it through the 5th of July, and everything is looking good. Sounding good, and thanks for the tube activation. It's coming up in just a few minutes. KB6GFD. Tony's on the Echolink link from McClellanville, South Carolina. Always good. Always got a good station and a good audio on the Echolink link. Let's go over to Arkansas. That would be SWL 102. Hello, John. I've got all my screens up thinking, where is he hiding? Somewhere. You never know. SWL 103. Joey checked in. He's back home from West Virginia Bigfoot Conference. Hope all is good. 103 checking in. Joey, I see you on the item there, and we've got the check mark in the square tonight. Thanks for joining us.
Break OTR.
Hey, there it is. I'm on the right page for this guy. Go ahead, sir.
Hey, I apologize. I had my radio on. Excuse me, and I was actually talking to Snow Beast 188. He just left the house, so I was out of this truck walking him out. So I just wanted to get checked in there, Dennis.
You are checked in with the big audio. We're listening. What are we listening? I've got the filters like 8K. Perfect audio coming through the Universal Media Netweb, and everybody's awake now.
Thank you, sir. Hope everybody had an awesome 4th of July. You guys have a great evening. 93 STD, we're go.
All right, big sound out in Clovis. Sounding good here on the Old Tube Radio Network. Thanks for checking it. And Joey, I see you. You checked in over there, and you checked in over here. So let me put in the X in the square since you've got the check in the square. We got 2 boxes for you. 93 is in. Did 102 make it by? I haven't seen. John 103 is in. Let's go up the hill. SWL 109 for Mr. Crawdad. Over. Sounded good, sir. Thanks for jumping into the Old Tube Radio Network. Hope you had a great 4th of July and enjoying the rest of the weekend. All right, well, staying busy is not a bad thing. It's just trying to coordinate it all. So thanks for putting some time in for the Old Tube Radio Network. We got you checked in. Looking for this foot switch here. How hard can it be? It's right there. Let's go to SWL 110. SWL 111. Oh, there's 102, the official 102. Maybe my internet is slow tonight as well. And cornbread, you better believe it is. I'm sure it is. It's good for about 1,000 stomps before something breaks in that. Let's go to SWL 113. Shortwave listener 114. Oh, was that 114? Wait, hang on a second. I wonder if I got... hold on a second. All right, try that check-in again, over. All right, did I lose my receive, or is that the way it sounds?
That's the way it sounds. He's light. He's coming in light.
Okay, you know what it is? It's jumping in with my static. I took the noise blanker off. I just want to make sure I'm not giving anybody a bad report. All right, 114. 114, we hear you, and you are checked in. All right, yeah, almost sounded like it was off frequency, but you know what? I'm on a wide, even if he was off, I'd hear it because I'm on my super wide filter. 114 with the X in the square. Let's see, what else have we got going on tonight? I will make it through. As soon as we start talking tubes, I don't have to say much anymore. That's the way I like it. Let's go to SWL 128. And John checked in. He's over at oldtuberadio.net. He said he had some conditions the last 2 mornings up in the East Coast, been able to QSO with an old friend in Boston. All right. From here in Virginia on 10 meters. I like it. I like when you have the short skip, and that's the time to do it, probably in the morning. That's the reason when I go to 10 meters, I'll listen for the beacons in the morning, and you'll hear something. But, boy, it just has not been good here on the West Coast. So I'm glad that the Virginia route is open. Let's go to SWL 131. SWL 133. Shortwave listener 135.
SWL 135 checking in.
135 checking in, and you are checked in. Sounds like you've got a radio at the ready. We'll be looking forward to that in a few minutes. And hello, Chrissy. Yeah, no conditions tonight. I was going to ask you guys to stay up late so we could check in some radios, but boy, it's just very quiet out here tonight. Let's go to SWL 137. Shortwave listener 145. All right, 145. Tony, I hear you through my noise. I've got you checked in, over. Trying to find that foot switch. It's a wacky thing. All right, 145. Tony is checked in from up the hill. 147. Neil checked in earlier from Kakalaki. Let's go over. I don't know if I get a proxy, but I know he was out on the airwaves today. SWL 188.
Good evening, Tom Dennis. 188 Snow Beast in the Mobile. Checking in.
All right, it's the real deal in the Mobile. Mini Grass Mobile's got nothing on this guy. Sounding good. We got you checked in. All right, the Mini Grass Mobiles have nothing on this guy. Sounding good here in Central California, 188. We got you checked in.
10-4 evening time. Thank you.
All right, I was talking to somebody that first time, but you've got to have the red light. Charlie says, if you don't, he even wrote it on the cue cards. He says, if you don't see the red light, that transmitter is not on. If you don't see the, and you know, the SWLs can tell. If I'm not transmitting the meter up there in the left-hand corner, that's true RF out of the radio. See, here's what happens when I take the transmitter off. It just goes away. So if you see me talking to somebody and that meter's not moving, that means, there we go. That means the transmitter is not engaged. So I should look at my own stuff. Let's go over to SWL 195. All right, 195 up in course gold. And were you the 00 tonight? I'm looking for my list. I think you are 00. You are 00 to tonight and probably for the next 8 weeks. So we'll get you checked in and checked in. I'm updating my record share. I got so used to being static free. The static is driving me nuts a little bit. Let's go to SWL 226. Let's go to anybody that would like to check in that I missed or would just like to say hello, radio.
I got a question.
This is the question frequency. Go ahead.
Lafayette, Comstat 35. Would that be a tube radio or not?
I do believe that would be a tube radio, and I think we have checked them in. I'm going to... let me go over here. I'm going to see if I can bring one up just to prove to myself and the listeners who are probably already saying, yeah, I've got one, and see if there's a picture of a 35. I know, it seems strange. It's probably, obviously, it's a Panasonic chassis. Here it comes. Let's see if we got a picture. Oh, there it is. It's got the, you know what? That's the infamous, the one that everybody hates. Let me put the a picture of it up here that has... wait a minute. I guess I gotta click on it to get it here. There it is. It's got that bozo nose dial on the front. Yeah, it's got the skewed little channel selector off to the side, and it doesn't have wood case. And I don't know if it came after the 25. Oh, made in Korea. It's Panasonic, made in Korea, and it has 11 tubes. So yeah, there it is. You know, it's deluxe. If Craco made it, they put even with sideband on it. Took out the AM carrier, and you were good to go. Yeah. So look for the bozo nose radio, and you've got the Lafayette.
All right. Thank you. Carry on.
All right. Colo Radio. Thank you. Good evening to you. And I was going to do a quick test. See if we got, where are we, Saturday? I thought I had, oh, wait a minute, they're way off. Some questions for our general, let's go to the questions from Tony. We'll do them quickly here before we go to the radios. Here we go. July 1999. Didn't they make a TV series about that? July 1999 is a famous month in radio. What was the significant event that happened this month? That's July 1999. Was it 100 years ship-to-shore radio? Was it aircraft stopped using shortwave radio? Was it commercial coastal stations stopped using CW? Was it the Maritime Radio Historical Society was founded? All right, so that's July of 1999. Well, I remember, just talking off the top of my head, the stations, the KFS, and the ones that are using the big antennas now for the SDRs, I thought that's what it was. I thought they went off the air, but I don't know. That would be aircraft stopped using, no. Commercial, the Maritime Radio Historical, no. Commercial coastal state, I don't know. I'm going to say C, but I could be wrong. We'll find out. Yeah, no, aircraft, I've talked to some aeronautical mobiles. They're using the Harris radios, and they're up on upper sideband. Okay, the answer, there's two answers, A and D. Well, I was totally wrong and totally wrong again. So it was 100 years ship-to-shore radio, July 1999, and the Maritime Radio Historical Society was founded. So that's a bonus. So you're a loser if you get it wrong when you have two answers out of four. All right, let's go to question 2. And before we go to the radios, I'll have to jump out of the air chair and check a few things, but I will be back. All right, question number 2. The last commercial Morse code transmission in the United States occurred... Wait a minute. The last commercial Morse code transmission in the United States occurred on July 12, 1999. All right, that's part of the other question. This event spurred the foundation of the Maritime Radio Historical Society. It was created to honor the radio telegraphers who dedicated their career to this skill. So I was thinking correctly about the CW not happening on KFS, I guess. All right, number 2. How many old radios use an OA2 tube as part of their circuitry? Or I should say not how many, but many old radios used an OA2 tube as part of their circuitry. What was the OA2? And I have a feeling some of the 11-meter radios that are on your shelf may have an OA2 in there.
Voltage regulator.
All right, Harvey's chiming in with the voltage regulator, and the answer, in older radios, the OA2 tube was a crucial component used for voltage regulation. It is a cold cathode glow discharge tube, meaning it utilizes the glow from a gas like neon, argon, or xenon to regulate voltage. This glow can be visually appealing, and many radio enthusiasts appreciate this characteristic. So, Harvey, don't go away. Are there any OA2 CB radios that you know of?
I can't name them. There are a couple. Browning used the OB2.
All right, and is it true what they say about the glow? Are you mesmerized? You will stop looking at your lava lamp and run over to the OA2?
Well, I will look, but I don't do much running anymore.
Okay, well, otherwise we'll pull out, like Richard said, pull out the R390. And, once a year they have the nostalgic CW transmission, Maritime Radio Historical Society thing. I know of that. And then what is it? This, like, January 1st is the straight key night. So time to bring out the J38. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. We're going to set up for the tube radios. We will be back. And then the old tube radio network will be in full sail. Back in a minute.
Quiggy?
This is the Quickie frequency. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think both my the big Hammerlins, the 105TR and the 205, have that too.
Yeah, it might have a little light display when it's on and you're chatting on it.
That'd be neat, but no, it just sits there glowing inside, and one of them glows purple and the other one glows orange.
Wow, I did say something about it's a xenon, neon, argon, so I guess it would depend on what's in there. I remember I had a tube that would glow blue in my Regency Imperial, but that was, and I think it was an audio tube. You'd speak in that thing, you'd see that thing get a nice little blue glow, and you could see it because the case is kind of hashed and open for convection cooling, so the light display was good. All right, thanks for that info, and the OA2, and somebody says, have you ever heard of the OU2? OU812. All right, I'm back in a minute. Is driving me nuts. I almost want to change radios, but I don't have time to do that.
Clippy.
Hey, Harvey.
I'm going to try and sneak in first so I can get this thing off the bench.
Okay, fine. Do that way.
6USY, downtown Fresno with a score report.
Yeah, you're shredding.
Shredded wheat?
Yeah, it sounds like ripple in the power supply. It's humming and rippling.
Okay, what about now?
100% better. What'd you do?
Slap the top of the radio. I got a loose tube.
I got a couple of loose tubes too, but don't tell anybody.
You have an enormously large signal.
Okay. I want to get this off the bench, get another one.
Because I'm at the baseball stadium where it's currently 9-2, and we're getting decimated in the bottom of the 8th.
Who's playing against you guys? Mexico?
No, the Modesto Nuts.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Man, I can't believe the fireworks are still going on around town.
Yeah, I've already seen a couple from here.
Are you up high or down low on that thing?
We're up in the upper deck.
That's cool.
It's, yeah, well, for a couple of reasons we didn't want to come yesterday, but brought the kids tonight to see the fireworks here.
Yeah, they should have a eagle eye view of it.
You know, you could do a YouTube channel where you just point a camera off your roof at the fireworks and live stream it every night.
I could do that. Plus, there's all kinds of crazy stuff that happens on the ground, too. But I might lose my channel if I do that.
Yeah, you'd have to frame it so that people can't figure out where you are.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I need to do that.
Hey, Cliffy, did you get the pictures?
Yeah, well, first of all, I need to get all the outside cameras.
I hadn't had time to look yet. I was figuring out the problem with this mic.
Yeah, I don't know where Dennis is.
Okay, you got it figured out?
Maybe he's on the break.
I need a strain relief on it. If you know where the cord goes up into the microphone, if I move that, it cuts out. So I think I need to reattach the wires and put some kind of strain relief. What do you recommend?
What kind of mic?
Oh, it's the General 28.
Right now, Cliff and Harvey are talking out there.
The General 28. Yeah,
Alrighty, well, I'll stand by, so that way if OTR wanted an update on the score.
Okay.
USY downtown Fresno.
Forecasting, split through too much, right?
Yeah, and there's nothing, the wiring's just totally loose. So even if I resolder everything, it's going to just happen again. I need to put a strain relief in it.
K6VLS.
Okay, some shrink tubing slipped on to make it a little bigger around, and then if that doesn't seem to do it, some plastic ties.
That's what I was thinking. I don't have any shrink tubing that'll work with this. I got this real skinny stuff. But yeah, I'd say little baby tie straps might be a good idea.
Okay, I got the shrink tubing.
That would be cool.
What is going on out here?
I don't know.
Oh no, my pets are fighting each other again. So where's Dennis?
He went on vacation.
All right.
Well, that's a fine time to go on vacation. There's a show to be run.
All right, I'm back. I just had to physically go out and make sure I still had an antenna.
Was it a firework? Your antenna?
I'm not sure what it is. I've just got really, really bad static, but it is good, and we are ready to go on your old tube radio network.
You may not find us on your TV because in case you did not know, we're being brought to you by
OTR.
Brought to you by
27.085 megahertz.
Brought to you by
The Old Tube Radio Network.
All right, I guess we're on back to the control room here, and the antenna is up. But it is your turn to talk now. The stars of the net are right here, our tube radio operators, and beaconing our way. So let me stop talking. We'll find out who is available to tell us about the radio. So OTR listening.
20, 20, 20, 20.
135, 135.
14.
Good deal. I'm hearing everybody. We'll do them in the order that they were heard. 14 in Sangertown. We will be number 3, so don't go away. But if you need to make some hot chocolate, you've got plenty of time to do that. Let's see. 135. You'll be number 2, so hang out in the green room. The light will flash for you to come up into the air chair. And Harvey already knows. He has placed himself properly positioned into the air chair and is ready to take a transmission. Hello, 20.
Alrighty. My 4th of July radio, my realistic Americana 23 plus. Being it powder coated red, bright red. It originally was red, but not this tight. Bill at Red Monkey had it done. Also a custom painted same red color D104. Amplified, but it's got a weak element in it. I didn't have time to change it. The radio is a clone of an ICO Sentinel Pro.
Hey, nice. And I actually have a picture of it. And I was wondering, because it's realistic. So there's a Panasonic chassis or who made that? I don't remember this. So was this, and this is tube, so this is before the realistic Navajo that came out in 1970, 71. Let me go to the, maybe it would be that one, yeah. Let me go to that picture there. Realistic Americana, and of the, now what is the clone of that again, over?
The ICO Sentinel Pro.
Okay, ICO Sentinel Pro, because I was thinking 23 plus. I was getting, I had Cobra on my mind. 23 channels, actually kind of a neat looking radio. You can see the convection cooling holes in the back for your tubes to come out. Putting in a pretty decent signal over my wacky noise level in the night. Looked like a top of the line radio. You've got S meter going on, and the phone, that's a strange place for a headphone jack. Modulation lights. What else? What's that blue switch, over?
My switches are red. Okay. On the far left, the speaker TVPA. In between the channel selector and the meter is the range boost, which is now on. It might help a little bit.
You know, actually, it did. It brought in a little bit of a hum. I've lost. Where'd our picture go? I lost the picture here. Let me bring the picture back. But it did make it louder, over.
Okay, is the hum still there?
Yeah, and I don't know. Have you got the other range boost on? I'm thinking maybe it's a combination of the two. Put on the radio range boost, but not the other one.
Well, now I think I have a loose tube. Hang on.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, lost everything. checked it, and everything went away. Now it came back.
Yeah, that helped. When we heard you slap, we heard you tap the radio, and the audio went way down. We could hear the little kind of loose tube thing going on, and then it came back. It's less hum now. So yeah, maybe it's time to pull them all out and rock your tubes. It's okay. We're not going to hold you. It would take any points off for having the hum when you turn on the range boost, and that is, in my picture here, it looks like it's a little blue or a green switch next to the S meter. Over.
On the ICO Sentinel Pro, I think it's either gray or blue. On this radio, it is red. Two red switches, a red line going across the radio. And it's a silver front. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta get this off the bench, go out to the car, get another radio. I want to do 3 tonight. Alrighty. Thank you, Cliff and Sean and Dennis. I'm gone.
All right, a quickie radio there for number 1, the Realistic Americana 23 Plus. Kind of rare. From, let me see if I got any info on the Rolodex. Well, just the ICO Sentinel Pro, made for Realistic, but I don't have a date. I don't have a date on it, so it's obviously pre 1970. All right, good deal on that. Let's run over to Radio 2. Cliff is jumping into the air chair. Hello, Radio.
Hey, hello, radio. It seems I've gotten just the teeniest bit high in frequency. 0851. Hey, that's as close as it's gonna get, eh? Okay. Is it my turn to check it in?
It is your turn to check it in. I was sort of adjusting the RF gain as you speak to get rid of my noise, but you're well over the noise. Over.
Oh, okay, getting a good enough signal?
Getting a good signal. Over.
Roger. Okay. That's working. I may have to switch mics at some point. Okay, so from beautiful downtown Burbank, California, in the good old U.S. of A, this is the good old U.S. of A, just about as close as we get here in Fresno to having a local radio. This is the General Radio Telephone MC5. Let's see, there are, I gotta get out my light. There are 7 tubes, and there are 7 crystal-controlled transmit channels, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 receive channels, and actually 4 receive crystal-controlled channels and a VFO. I'm listening on the VFO because I like it better. Back to you.
Back to me in the studio. Brought up a brochure, and now we're looking at the radio sitting on a table. I think this is from Paul, sitting out in the flora and fauna. Interesting. Reminds me of a car radio. You've got the receiver. Yeah, there's the dial. Looks like you can rotate your VFO, and then you've got knobs for transmit, at least transmit and receive. A transmit has to be crystal controlled per the FCC. Got you an S meter, and the ever popular rack handles. It's working. I'm not sure if you need to change the microphone or not. We can hear you fine. Over.
It depends on if I start to hold it wrong. There's a wiring issue. But I think these are the original mics that came with these things originally, I think. This is the General 28 chrome steel waffle microphone. A lot of people call it the waffle, what's the waffle iron microphone. I also have the General 27 on standby over here, just in case I need it. But it's a very completely different mic. The 27 is like all plastic, handheld, unamplified microphone. This is all chrome steel, unamplified handheld microphone. Back to you.
I've got a good shot. It's sitting in the on the top of the radio in my picture, so I tilt it up or down to catch it. And you are right. You can make a nice Belgian waffle out of that. Plugs right into the front on what looks like a TRS or one of those. I think General Radio Telephone used that strange, it's almost like a telephone Pac Bell plug on that.
Yeah, if you try to use a stereo quarter-inch, it will not work on these. I think it's a PL68, PL68 plug. And it's got extra rings. It's like a tip ring sleeve or something like that. I'm looking at the other one right now. Yeah, it looks like it has, an additional ring in the middle of it, and it's also smaller in diameter. So again, the quarter-inch plug won't fit in there. It's too big. And since it's the 5th of July and I have explosions going on all around me, you know why I wanted to check in the MC5, right?
I know, they know, and for the people that don't know, they will be a fan of this radio in just moments. And there is, let me see if I get the close-up here. And 23 Skidoo already kind of pegged it. He said it's Q-Bird. It'll be Q-Bird time. Where's my close-up? Here we go. There it is. Underneath the meter, there is a tone signal switch. There was an old. I'm trying to see in the archives. There was actually an old piece that we did with the Q-Bird here.
Can you bring up a sound effect of a Q-Bird?
Yeah.
That's perfect. A little louder. Can you turn it down a little bit?
And we had
back it off. Thanks, Mark.
We had a song,
so
I think.
The Q-Bird sound, and then you're going to add who's on strings? Mario. Yeah.
So we actually recorded
the Trini Lopez version of If I Had a Hammer.
We recorded a song.
Yeah, and then you just
it was the flip side of something. With a little bit of Q-Bird there.
Why this wasn't done last week. They don't know. What do you mean they don't?
And so we're going to go live out to
it's a
Cliff with his
let me
tone signal.
All right. Anyway.
Yeah, except it's going to probably sound a little different than that, I think.
Thank you. Okay, let's start from the.
Do you know the words? Sing along if you do.
On the guitar. Yeah, I'll do a couple of lines. I can't believe they've never heard If I Had a Hammer. So, Marge, a little.
Sing along if you know the words.
A little less Q-Bird. No, less Q-Bird. All right, and then Mario, we're going to take it from the top with the
so
guitar,
here we go.
The kind of the Trini Lopez.
And then we'll be back to you, Cliff, for the real Q-Bird.
And they'll get an idea of what we're going to do. If I had a Q-Bird, I'd key it in the morning. I'd key it in the evening. All over this band. I'd step on those Rangers. I'd tweet over Brownings. I'd crank out the mod between my tubes and my new Visters. All over this band. So that's the way it goes.
Yeah, I think.
I like that echo effect.
I think 23 Skidoo had something with that. All right, back to you in the studio. Over.
Uh-oh. There it goes. Okay. Well, should I even bother then?
No, because we want to hear the real deal. Over.
That was Memorex, and this here is live. I think mine is a slightly different pitch. Let's find out. Okay, how's that?
Yeah. When we get to Mars, that is what we're going to hear the first thing when they step off the craft. Is the Q-Bird, the tone signal. And yours is even more hyperactive than what we just heard. Over.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can't hear it at all here. I need to turn on another radio to hear it. In fact, I think I'll do that just for fun. Oh, yeah, mine is a little bit faster, huh? And I can't change it like Harvey does. He's got a variable resistor or something in there that he adjusts so he can slow it down and speed it up. But this is just as intended, I think. Happy 5th of July, everybody. Thanks for letting me check it in. See ya.
Very good. And we get a waiver each time we do one of these from the FCC. The tone signal, that was the last time you ever heard or were able to purchase a tone signal in a general channel telephone radio because the FCC frowned on that, probably for the fact that, as you heard here and over there, you instead of using it for some tone call to call your other station of your same license class, or whatever they said, it was mainly used for hate and discontent, I think, on the bands. And they said, no, you cannot build a noisemaker into the radio. It's going to be outside and something that plugs in, etc., etc. So the tone signal wasn't on the 6 or the 7, but on the 5, there it was, sounding good. And our apologies to the FCC. Thanks for bringing it by.
Yeah, thanks for letting me check it in. And I think this radio is made in 62 or 63, but I'm not certain. You don't happen to know the window that they had for these, do you? Like when people, as you know, there's several radios that have these tone things in them. And I was just wondering when they started doing it and when the FCC told them to stop. Do you know?
Yes, if you have any type of 1962 CB catalog, CB World S9 radio, whatever it was, you will see this radio with a full half-page ad. And in fact, I'm going to bring the ad up right now, involved in those radios. So 62 and 63, let me go to the full screen. Oh, I got to go back and pull that up. I believe it is this one right here. Yeah, there it is. Progressively technical advances create MC5, the world's most advanced 11-meter two-way radio, 3.25 watts minimum output. It shows the noise bridge, optional accessories, 6 or 12-volt cord. Each is only $4.95. Crystals are $2.95. General radio telephone, PB 3501 Burbank Boulevard. There it is. That's your dealer with the company. It doesn't have an ad, or doesn't have a date on the ad, but I can tell you that it was 1962 to 63. The MC5 was probably the most advertised general radio telephone CB. The MC5 was much like the MC4, but it had a stronger transmitter. It was the last general with the tone signal, thanks to the FCC. It was replaced with a bullhorn on the MC6. The MC5 had a real nice ceramic chrome-plated Electro-Voice microphonium, and it was 6-volt, 12-volt, or 115-volt AC. They sold for $199.95. The prices actually went down after that, and it is a 7-tube radio, all 6-volt tubes. At oldtuberadio.com, there is a general radio telephone MC5 schematic. So there you go. And boy, is the static getting nasty tonight. All right, let's head over. Thanks for being patient, Sean, out there in Sanger, while we go crazy with the Q-birds here tonight. What's going on in Sangertown? Over.
Well, not much. It's kind of staticky out here as well. And hopefully I'm making that trip tonight. I'm on my executive Robin T240D 40-channel tube radio.
You're making it over the static. If you hear the replay, you'll hear what we're putting up with tonight here on the static, but you will also hear the great T240D Robin audio, plate modulated, and how it really does cut through the noise and is a good thing. So over to you for transmission, and I will find the yellow bird and put it up while you take a transmission here.
Yeah, so I have the yellow bird paired with the amplified D104 desk mic, and it's kind of like a flat black finish with chrome push to talk and chrome squeeze. It also has chrome screws and chrome grill on the microphone head, and kind of breaks it up a little bit. Looks good, more like a bumblebee, not a yellow bird when I put the microphone next to it.
It is a free radio. This would be the directive, another directive from the FCC saying you can no longer sell the 23-channel radios. And so Panasonic scrambled to get all 40 channels. I'm not sure if they did it synthesized crystals or if there's a PLL chip in there exactly, but they did a good job, and it sounds good. Back to you.
Yeah, I like the radio. I've been talking on it on the upper channels, haven't had any problems with it. Like I said before, it does run warm, and I compared it to the other Robin, and it runs about 20 degrees warmer. So, real nice radio, reliable radio, and I'm going to get out of the way and let Harvey get another one in there.
Okay, very good. Again, my apologies if you're watching the playback with the static in there, but you can just hear how raucously loud the audio is coming through. And I'm assuming that range expand is on and that mod light is blinking over.
Yeah, it's definitely on. It makes a huge difference when I turn it off. So, yes, I'm running it to make that trip over to you this evening.
Not a problem. The T240D, the Executive, the Yellowbird, that was the Panasonic chassis. They got the full treatment with the Delta Tune and the PA external speaker, the lights for the external speaker coming on, and transmit, receive, range expand. Pretty cool. Well, you got it down for radio number 3 tonight. Thanks for bringing it by.
Yeah, thank you for the time tonight for the Robin.
All right, I think we have time for the jingle singers here. I think Harvey had a couple of radios, and we'll get them through. Here they go.
How do you do? Ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you. Wherever you are, your favorite slot on the dial by far is known to you as
OTR, the Old Tube Radio Network.
The station for you is
OTR.
And we are listening for radio number 4.
20.
Hello, radio. Are you radio number 4 tonight?
I don't know. Am I?
If you have a glow-in-the-dark radio, yes, you are over.
Hey, I'm a little low on frequency, which will be fixed. What I've got here, I've been waiting for about 2-3 years to finally get going, and thanks to JT in South Carolina, who brokered the deal for me. This is the Buddy TR11 transceiver, 10 channels, crystal, transmit and receive, with a separate power supply, which I did not have. Anyway, to get that power supply, I had to buy another Buddy TR11 with the power supply. So now I have 2 Buddy TR11s. This one is from, this one is mine, the original my one, and I have another one sitting on the floor. But anyway, 10 channels, a little bit of weighting, a volume, a squelch, a meter, and a transmit modulation light, and a local distance switch.
So let me see. For some reason, all my I knew it was too good to be true. All my pictures aren't coming up.
6 USY
So,
Fresno.
what is the transmitter? Is it the TX or the TR is the receiver, right?
No. This is a transceiver, one box. TR-11, TR for transceiver. TR, transmitter receiver. It has a separate plug-in-the-back power supply. This one that I had gotten several years ago, I purchased without the power supply because the person didn't have it. I was going to build one, I had an idea what to do. I've got it pretty much written out, but I didn't want to screw it up. So while watching a YouTube video of Tram Doctor, Ronald Martin, he had gotten this radio, or actually the one that's on the floor, and he re-engineered and built a power supply. He mentioned what transformer he used. I have basically the same one, and I will build my own power supply, so I'll have 2 of these. Anyway, took a little doing, a little figuring out, but actually these 2 are not identical. They're a little bit different, but I got them both going. I won't put the other one on because it's getting late.
All right, I found a very poor photo in monochrome, but yeah, there it is. The Buddy TR11, got the big speaker grill in the front. It's showing the teardrop microphonium. You've got volume squelch. There's a switch on the side. Got the S meter, and then I'm assuming that's your channel selector. I think you said it was 10 channels there. Maybe some type of a button on the extreme right side, and the microphonium jack in the center. So did they cram did they cram all that stuff into the little box? If you look inside, it is different than the TX11B, RC11B, over?
Roger. They actually spaced out everything a lot better on this. Now, what's interesting is this 6CL8, correction, 6CL6 power pentode final. The other one has a 6360 tetrode final, which is a tube they used in some business band or little ham radio type transmitters. The 6CL6, not so much. The tubes are not pin out the same. I can put a 6360 in this one. I have to change a couple of things. But I have a guide because I have the other radio. This one does about, well, I got the modulator on. Does about 4 watts, swinging to about 12. Okay, I have the modulator on so Sean can hear me. Okay, 4 to 12 with the 6CL6. The other one with regular tuning, just normal, keys up at 12, swings to about 28. But that one only has 50% modulation. This one with the lower dead key, decent swing, has 120% modulation. I'm using a Turner Plus 3B amplified desk mic because the case is this wrinkle black paint, and it kind of matches the Plus 3B. The front of the radio is gold painted like the earlier Buddy TX11 RC11. No B's. They had a TX11 and an RC11. Then they did the B models. Anyway, long key down. Oh, one other very, very unique thing is they've got several channels in each radio. This one's got 5 channels in it. The other one has, I think, 6. 3 channels in each radio are identical, as if they were like from the same station setup.
Well, it's holding up the whole time. I did a 0 beat on the transmitter, 27084.2, so just about 700, 750 low. Doesn't sound that bad because I'm on the super wide receiver. RMS. Let's see. Someone asking what was the tube numbers and the RMS output. So what's the final tube on that?
The final tube on this one is a 6CL6 being pushed with, I think, a 6CB6 oscillator tube. I do not have a schematic for this, so the work I've done is the best I can do. Audio tube wise, 6AQ5 in this one, 6005 in the other one, but they're plug and play, either tube. A 6AN8 and a 12AT7, which I think might be the audio out modulator mic gain tube, I think. If I put a 12AX7 in this radio, I get a little bit more audio, which I don't need. But if I do that in the other radio, it doesn't work. How's that? I have receive audio, no transmit audio. I put it in this one, I get both. Okay, then it's got a 6CB, another 6CB6, 6AL5, two 6BA6s in the IF circuit, I believe, and a couple of 6U8 tubes in the RF section, I think, and receive oscillator section, I believe. I'm guessing. Okay. Radio, the switch, when you looked online, you found the advertisement. If you look at that switch on the lower left, it's a slide switch up and down for local distance, which is really a good, it does a good job. On the other one, factory installed, came a toggle switch up and down. How about that? Anyway, the meter on this one looks the same as the other one, but the meter glass, the front edges are squared off. On the other one, the front edges, the back edges are squared off. The front edges are rounded, just like all the other Buddy meters. They're rounded. I don't know why they made the change, but anyway, from Marina Communications, Santa Maria, California, at the local Santa Maria airport. Both radios.
All right, very nice. We went from beautiful downtown Burbank to the coast. The SWLs were hearing me. I was switching through the various receive filters because you have so much audio. I was getting a little bit of tearing on the high frequencies. I went to the 15K wide, and that sounds the best. If I restrict you down to 6K or less, it just start getting some tearing in the audio. So my guess is if you were to have an REA meter, you were probably slamming that thing at well over 140% modulation. So at the 15K filter, you can hear it. I wish I had a scope, but I bet that transmitter is probably 7, 8, 9K bandwidth. Sounds good. So if you listen to the replay on the YouTube, you'll hear me flipping through the receive bandwidth. Well, it's working. It's extremely loud. I think you said you're on the Turner microphone. Be interesting what some other microphones have got. It's got plenty of high frequency, plenty of low frequency, and it just, you turn it on and it goes. A very rare radio. I don't think we have had too many of the TR11s check in the last 40 years. Over.
Probably not. Okay, I'm going to turn the mic down a little bit. Okay, I turned it down. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, it's not quite as loud, but it cleans it up, and you can still do the proximity effect if you want to get the bass tip up.
Roger. Okay. I was going to do another radio, but it's not keying up. It's been in storage for too long. I got to open it up, see what's what. Probably a loose tube or something. So I got to check it out. But anyway, I'm working next week. So you might need to proxy me in if I don't get back in time.
All right, we'll look for you on the unknown SWL. As far as I know, I will be in the air chair next week. I never know. Assuming my antennas work and the static isn't there and I know how to run all this various radio gear. So the Buddy TR11 transmit, receiver, transceiver, all in one box. Still has the Buddy audio. Do you know if those, like the TX11, they used to put a 6L6 tube. They used to do a lot of modification. I'm assuming in that small little box, although I guess the power supply is separate, would there be any room to do any modifications on the transmit tube?
I hear something out there. No, there's no real room in there. I don't like the fact that the other one is only 50% modulation. I'm going to compare them side by side, looking at the guts in the audio section, because I think that's where they might have played with it to boost it. And when you do that, you lose percentage of audio. I'm going to check it out and see what the deal is. And if I can tune it down or get it down to about 5 watts with 100% modulation, I'm going to leave that one that way. But anyway, there's my cough. It took me a while. I was so anxious to build my own power supply. I'm glad I waited. Basically, I would have been able to do it, I think. I looked at his, and I go, yeah, that's about right. Oh, what he didn't do, two things, because it's interesting. Back left, where the final is, you have the plate capacitor, the big one with the fins that you tune. Okay? In the other radio, it's tall and narrow. You can tune it around and around and get it working just fine. This one, for some reason, they stuck a shorter, fat one in there, but they drilled the holes for it because it needed it, mounting holes, put it in, but you can only turn it 3/4, either direction, because the fins that turned hit a mounting screw for the back of the radio that's screwed on the back. It hits the screw, and there's no way to move that, no way to put a smaller screw and nut on there. It's just a factory defect. I was able to tune it, but I'm going to replace that because I think I have one that's like the other radio. But that was crazy thing they did. Okay. Oh, for Cliff, the MC5 was probably 64 or so, something like that. The MC6 is 65 in Sam's. So go back maybe a year. So 63, 64 for the MC5.
Yeah, I actually have a catalog. It's a late 62, 63 that has the half-page ad for that radio. So I think that's when it was introduced. Is probably the fall for 62 for the 1963-64 season. All right, one thing before you go, I know we're taking a long transmission here, but we'll ask a pardon from Selma Town. Go ahead and key up, and then I want to look at the S meter, and I've got the Orban meter on, and then pull out the Harvey range boost. I just want to see what the difference is. I know I've got a lot of static, so we'll see if you drop into the static. And I'm kind of thinking if you do, I want to hear how the audio comes through. So go ahead, over.
Okay. Oh, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 11 crystal tubes. Okay, let's see here. Okay. Range boost off. Let's see what I'm doing here. 5 to, hello, around 12. Something like that. How's that?
It's good. I opened the RF gain all the way so we could just hear the popcorn static going on. And you're actually, you can see the meter move up out of the noise, but it's still loud. It's still copyable. No problem.
Where's up there?
Just stay. We're waving at you, Harvey. I pulled a recording on it here. I'll play it back to you.
Side by side, looking at the guts in the audio section. Oh my goodness! I shot Skip. Uh-oh. They're gonna come and get me.
No, it's legal to do that. Mr. Nobody up there with the recording saying you're doing the number up there. Over.
Oh, Roger, I heard him. Alrighty, that's great. Okay, let me get out of here. Other people want to maybe get a last radio in. So hopefully I'll be back next week in time. If not, well, prox me in.
All right, will do. Mr. Nobody, thank you for the replay. It sounded even better up there, I think.
Thank you up there.
All right, and here's the...
Hey, 6 USY.
Here's the noise from the stadium as they're doing the fireworks.
Who won?
I doubt he could hear me if I ask him.
Who won, Aaron?
Ford.
I
hear you, Sean.
Hey, I want to get my Robin T123 on the list.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to turn down the
They're dropping the bombs over here.
crossband radio. Let's go there. And we'll compare some audio, and maybe the skip is in, so I know Mr. Nobody's probably hearing you on the Robin. Take a transmission, you'll be Radio 5, over.
Yeah, I'm on my Robin T123 Magic Eye Tube radio. I've got a amplified D104 desk mic, and appear to be getting full modulation as the Magic Eye is closing.
Oh, yeah. Now, there's the difference between the Buddy and the Robin. They're both of them really loud, but boy, the Robin has got, and I don't know if it's, coupling capacitor roll-off going on, but it just has a whole bunch more low frequencies that it passes through, but it's still quite loud. So we'll bring up a shot of the 123. That's the, as you said, the one with the Magic Eye, and take another transmission.
Yeah, I was kind of curious tonight. I wanted to compare these two Robins, especially with your static noise situation. I wanted to see which one would cut through the static better. So, yeah, my Robin T123, which doesn't run nearly as warm, and very, very nice radio. I really like the Magic Eye. Color correlates with the case of the radio, and it just has a very soft appeal to it. It's not a harsh, color. It's very a warming radio, I would say, the color of it.
And it has the little Magic Eye winking and blinking. It's one of those crossover radios. It doesn't look super industrial. It doesn't have the wood case. It doesn't look like a stereo. It looks like a radio, but it's pretty enough to be in the house, right?
Yeah, that's for sure. And the yellow bird has grown on me at first. I thought the yellow was so harsh, but now I really like it, especially tonight. I've got both of them sitting right next to each other, and good-looking radios from Robin, that's for sure.
They along with Pierce Simpson, Robin had some good designers. They had the same insights as a lot of radios, but I think Robin did some of the best presentation on the outside. Mr. Nobody saying that you're beaconing in up that way as well on the Robin. So we got little conditions as we'll be signing out here tonight. So maybe if people want to stay on after the net, they can do a little. And it is legal now to talk over 150 something miles. So might want to do some skip talking after the net here. Over to you for another transmission. You are Radio 5 on the Robin.
Yeah, Mr. Nobody, I had a little chat with him up there on 17 last night. So conditions go like they did yesterday. It was all the way until midnight at least. So, yeah, waving a hand out there to the northwest, and hope everybody has a great evening. Thanks for the time for the Robin T123. Did someone say Robin?
This is the Robin frequency. Go ahead. At least it seems to be.
Well, if you're ready for a double play, why don't you just add another 123 to that tally sheet you got.
All right, that'll be Radio 6, and when you do that, it's going to be hard for the Brownings to kind of muzzle in on the Robins tonight. It sounds good. What's the microphone you're using on your Robin over?
It's the exact same microphone that the previous gentleman had, an amplified D104.
All right, it's a good deal. It's sounding good. I'm going to put it in as Radio 6. I'll probably sign out. I've got a lot of noise. It's just I don't want to drive anybody nuts with the receiver going on here, but the band is opening up, so it might be some stations wanting to talk long distance. I'm glad you got it in. The Robin sounding good. It's always a favorite.
Appreciate it. And if you're going to sign off, one, you got another Robin, the 123B is in Bravo, no amplified mic, range boost on, and there it is.
All right, that one's a little mellower, but it still sounds good, and it is now Radio 7. Over.
Great. I'm shocked that it's even making it all the way over to your location there. That's great.
It is. I just have some really, really noisy, bad static tonight. So all the stations are making it over, but unfortunately the static's coming in with the audio. But the skip is in. The band has opened up, so we'll go ahead and sign out and let the channel roll, as they say.
There it is. Okay, thanks. Everyone sounded great. 73 from the Radio Lounge.
Okay, we'll get the jingle singers in, and I'll take one last call for anybody here.
You're tuned to
OTR. Channel 11.
Right here in
Fresno, California.
Stay with us.
Old Tube Radio.
And be modern.
Dennis?
Possibly radio number 8.
Radio number 8, the Browning Golden Beagle, R68T68, custom D104 with the Browning medallion on the back of the head of the D104. Whew. Okay, got it done. Turn it back to you. Oh.
Okay, good. I hear the skip coming in. I just have trouble hearing it because of the noise, but the band is open, so I'm going to swing out of here so people can use the frequency and do the item. And this is the Old Tube Radio Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, time now for the current OTR totals.
The current and final totals. Thanks for joining us tonight. 27085, the Old Tube Radio Network, with some great sounding radios. The band has just opened up, so we're going to clear out, and I'll get rid of my static noise, and people can get in and chat. We had 17 check-ins on page 1, 18 on page 2, 15 on page 3, 19 on page 4, for a total of 79. We are on the new 8-week period. And I do believe that SWL 195 Jim up in coarse gold is our 00. I had the little card here, but it is gone. If that's wrong, I will change it. But I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I will watch the replay. Then I'll see myself drawing the number. Most heard radio tonight was indeed the Robin. It was it's certainly a runaway from them, starting with the Realistic Americana 23 Plus from Harvey. That is a... We've had a couple many check-in throughout the years, but I think that is a very rare radio. It is the ICO Sentinel 23, I think he said it was. It's an ICO radio inside. Before they came out with Solid State and the Navajos, something to find. The General Radio Telephone MC5, and a little nostalgia for the Q-Bird, the tone call. Thank you, Cliff, for radio number 2. Radio number 3, our first Robin of the evening, the T240 Executive from Sean. All the audio was good tonight, considering my receive was not that great with the noise. There was no stations that we had problems hearing at all. The infamous and very elusive and rare Buddy TR11 transceiver, no speaker, no transmitter receiver, all in one box. still sounding pretty buddy-like in the audio department, and that's a 10-channel radio from Harvey for radio number 4. Radio number 5, Sean on his Robin T123 with the Magic Eye, sounding great from Sanger. Radio number 6, Mike was on his Robin T123 with the Magic Eye from here in Fresno, and then switched over to the next in line, which was a T123 Bravo, that Panasonic chassis, also sounding good. And then Harvey out on the west side with the Browning Golden Eagle R68 T68, the Browning Lavatories Beagle. Thanks for joining us tonight. Sorry about for our SWLs listening in, the noise on the receiver tonight. I've got a couple of tricks up my sleeve if it doesn't go away next week, and maybe I'll find a radio that's got a decent noise blanker. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July. If you did that, good night to the people that are signing out or have to sign out. And if you watched the replay, good night and hello to you. This is the Old Tube Radio Network. But the band is up. It's that 6-meter thing. We're going to be in for about 5 minutes and then out. Thank you, Mr. Nobody, for the replay. That was awesome. I'm going to go listen to that again. Over.
In from Madera. He tried, but you didn't hear him.
I can barely hear the locals tonight, so hopefully if I get rid of my static or get a radio with the noise blanker, I'll be able to hear them, because I could hear the ping last week.
Okay. Well, he just texted me that he tried and you couldn't hear him, but I think he can hear me. And Dennis had a super high noise level, Robert. That's probably why. Okay. I'll let you go. Proxy him and...
Okay, I will do that, and tell him not to... Don't give up, Robert. I'm going to be working on the antenna system hopefully this week. I've got a newer antenna. It's the same version, but it's just a newer thing with not taped together. I might try to get it up a little bit higher, and maybe in a different spot if that's what's causing the static, but I don't know quite yet. We will see what happens. And I'm sure probably there's plenty of stations that can hear you, like Ron, who is north of town, probably gets a really good copy on you. So that would be the thing. If you've got sideband, try the Dishbanks net, except it's on 37, so you'd have to have a different sideband radio, but you don't have to have tubes. Let's see. Yes, and Richard, you are right. It's like try some new coax too, especially if you have some grounding problems on the shield. So I'm gonna check it up. I believe I've got RG213 on the run, but I've got some 9913 that's been hanging around that's in good shape that I might be able to wire up for that. We will see. I hope I don't get waylaid with a lot of stuff going on, but I will give it a try. 73, the Old Tube Radio Network, Real Radio's Glowing in the Dark, will be signing clear.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna swap over to here.
Good show, Dennis.
We were doing a show? And all this time I thought I was on net.
Hey, Dennis, if I come by, can my job be pushing that other foot pedal?
There's two on here. Only one of them works. The other one's supposed to work, but I've got to rewire this so that the grounds are separate. Apparently, when you do two, you can't mix the grounds because it starts putting signals into both devices. The other issue would be to find some way to actually have the radio do the work, which is probably how it should be done, because if I keep doing this for the next 50 years, I will evolve that third arm coming out somewhere, and then everything will be fine.
Okay, just wondered there. Alrighty. Okay, I'll let you go. My favorite radio's getting warm.
As long as the Harvey cam comes back.
I gotta find. I don't even know when that was. I gotta have a replay on that.
Yeah, I really got a kick out of that.
You mean I didn't break the lens?
Oh, come on now. Your Oakland A's sport jacket, you know, it looked good.
Yeah, now I'm going to have to get another jacket. Okay, Are you going to be up for a while, Sean?
All right, good night, everybody. I'm going to shut down the receiver, which is driving me nuts with the noise.
I kind of figure with the skip. I'll give you a call in a little bit. I got to move some stuff off the bench.
Too much noise.
Okay.
I may swap the antenna and see if my other radio
Again,
will
good
take care
show,
of that.
Dennis. Catch you later.
All right, good night, everybody, from your old tube radio network. Yeah, it was the program, it was the net that we had Frank from ExtremeCB.com on, and then Harvey was here as well. That was a busy night here in the studio. Oh, hear that? You hear that? It's trying to shut off. It's getting worse. Maybe it's going to blow up. Maybe whatever that is going to arc itself and blow up. Ugh. It's trying. And somebody asked me, I have no idea what the little crown with the numbers, that's just happening. I don't know what's causing that. Levon is awake. Don't cut the green wire. It really was on a realistic Navajo. You open the case and you cut a green wire, and that gave you channel 22A, and that little space between 22 and 23.
Hello, radio. 979 Central California.
Wow, okay. Something new on your Universal Media Netweb.
Yeah, 175 Australia, I got you.
All right, they're talking skip on channel 11. If you're somewhere in the West Coast, turn it on. You may be able to get into the valley here.
Yeah, you do the same there. 73s.
All right. Let me get rid of that. Whew.
We're a little late, so say goodbye. Thanks for stopping by. Now get out. It must be true, 'cause I heard it on the radio. It must be true, it must be true. We really hate singing jingles. What's on your mind? We'd really like to hear. We are sorry. Oh, so sorry. Very sorry. Sorry. We'll never do it again.